Hello there, my name's Owen and today we're going to be talking about the Countryside Code. So this new lockdown has brought many people out of their homes enjoying the countryside, and I don't say I blame them. It's important at the moment to keep their mind fresh and to also get out and exercise and enjoy the countryside. But also it's brought quite a few articles like this one by the BBC of the countryside getting destroyed, and it's not great to see. Now there are two possible reasons as to why this might be happening. One of those reasons is that unexperienced and new walkers are leaving their homes without maybe the correct preparation or planning or equipment, and they're deviating from the natural footpaths, the public rights of way, and trampling all over the crops. Or there's another reason, which may be that the farmers aren't correctly marking their footpaths and that the new walkers are accidentally trampling on all the crops. No landowner has any right to restrict walkers and the public from accessing public rights of way. In fact, it's actually a criminal offence not to keep them properly marked and maintained and easy for members of the public to follow. Now, we're not here to talk about the responsibilities of landowners, we're actually here to talk about the responsibilities and the things that us as walkers can do to try and be better custodians of the British countryside. Now, one of the things we can do is refer to the Bible of walking and the countryside, which is the Countryside Code. So then, over the last year, the UK government has released a new version of the Countryside Code to enable people to understand better the Countryside Code in a more simple format. And it's all in light of the current apocalypse that we're going through. But basically, it covers exactly the same as the old Countryside Code, but it doesn't have the landowners bit in it. So it's basically just for walkers, which is exactly what we need. And it covers all the basics, so it doesn't go too into depth. And it has the same three principles, which is respect, protect, and enjoy. So then, the first point, respect. It's important that we respect others as we're walking and following the Countryside Code. Now, parts of that involve making sure that we don't park across driveways or obstructing roads, ensuring that we look out for other people and that we respect each other mutually as we would like to be respected. It's also important that we leave gates and places of walking as we find them. So say, for example, if a gate is open, we leave it open. If a gate is closed, leave it closed. Really simple stuff. And it's also important that we make sure that if we're going down narrow footpaths, we give way at all times. Now, what that means is you'll be in a Mexican standoff pretty much. So you'll have one person giving way in front of you and you're giving way, and then you can sort of negotiate around that rather than just two people brushing past each other and breaking social distancing, potentially transmitting a potential virus around. Now, this is really important. I can't stress enough how important it is to respect others. Now, when myself and Harrison were on the Free Peaks Challenge up in Yorkshire, we actually noticed a violation of this part of the Countryside Code when we were walking down from Ingleborough. And basically what happened was that two walkers accidentally left a gate open in a field, and the sheep came through and they ended up basically disappearing off. And that's someone's livelihood, that's someone's farm animals that have gone missing. And if they had just followed the Countryside Code and respected other people and their farm animals and closed the gate, which it was supposed to be closed, then that would have completely avoided that entire situation. So I can't stress enough just how important that point is. Now we're on to our second part of the countryside code. I'm raising my voice a bit because it's really loud here. I'm on an old abandoned flyover onto the A120. But basically the second part of the countryside code is to protect. Now it's really important to protect. I can't stress enough how important this is. What we have to do is we need to make sure that we don't leave a trace and that we pick up our rubbish when we leave. We also need to make sure that if we're walking dogs, we keep those dogs on the leash, and we also make sure that we keep them under control. It's also really important that we don't start any fires or have any barbecues. And finally, if we do have our dogs with us and they do a poo, you bag it and you bin it. Now, it's really important that we do protect the countryside because we are custodians of the British countryside. It's everyone's. It's really important because we need to preserve it for future generations and for other walkers. Now, one way we can protect it is by wearing the correct equipment, like the correct boots, and making sure that when we do come across footpaths, we're able to walk straight through them no matter how muddy they are, so they don't destroy farmers' crops. Now, in the past, myself and Harrison have been walking, and dogs have come off the leash, and it's really, really, really disturbing sometimes when they come running up to you and you don't quite know if they're friendly or foe. You can't be too sure with dogs, and if that happens to a new walker, it might put them off walking again. So we're not actually protecting the environment so that future walkers can go out and enjoy it. So now we come on to our final part, the third part of the country code, and it's to enjoy the outdoors. Now it's important that we plan ahead and that we check that facilities are open, and that it's also important that we social distance from others and that we also check signs and local advice. Now this is important because if you're going to have to keep your distance from others, so social distancing while walking, the best thing to do in my personal advice is to plan a route on an OS map following a proper path along a public right-of-way, but also make sure that you stay away from massively populated areas. So try and keep it rural and in the countryside. Another thing I'd also suggest is when you go, say park up to go and do a walk, make sure you do it in a proper car park, because then at least you know your car's safe and you're also not blocking the road for other people to enjoy the countryside. I know a lot of this looks very simple and common sense, and that's because it is. If you're watching this video, that's because you've actively gone out of your way to try and learn about the countryside code. But not everyone has the same will or the same foresight to be able to put themselves out there and go and look for this information. So it's massively important that you share this video as much as you can so we can spread the message as much as we can and that we can try and protect our outdoors. Now if you take one thing away from this video, I want it to be that this great countryside of ours, this great British countryside, isn't ours. It isn't yours, it isn't mine, it's everyone's. and we have to protect it as best we can so that our future generations can look back and see not just how we managed to enjoy it, but also in the same way we do now, how they can enjoy it and preserve it for future generations. So thank you for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, please watch some of our other walking videos. And if you'd have any comments or any additions you'd like to make to today's video, then please put it down in the comments section. And I hope to see you in our next walking video. Thank you for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, please press the like button to let us know how much you enjoyed it. If you'd like to subscribe to watch future videos like this, please press the button down here on the right. If you'd like to watch our previous challenge, please press the playlist up here on the right. And if you'd like to watch our most recent upload, please press the button up here on the left.